This video will probably be a hodgepodge of things that I'm occupying myself with. Crafty stuff. I like being crafty. I like doing things instead of buying things because I can do it exactly the way I want it, hopefully. And it's cheaper. I am going to be making a vest. Like a inside burgundy, outside that sparkly stuff, because it's going to go along with that little tie and a hat with feathers on it and a karaoke microphone for kids to Felix for Christmas. One of these days I'll make a boxing video, not an unboxing video, a boxing video showing what I'm putting in the box to send up to Canada. But that's going to be part of it. And another thing I'm making is, a couple years ago I bought a 3-drawer plastic roll-around cart thing. You can use it for whatever. You can use it for crafty stuff, you can use it to store papers in, and use it next to your chair or your desk or whatever. I'm going to be using it. I put books that I'm currently reading in the second drawer, but I don't generally sit down and read a book. I might once I get a chair that I like or something, but and it has this, that, and the other thing, and I need to redo it and alter it, because if I do get a nice recliner chair, I'm going to need a little side table for my box of Kleenex and my writing pad in case I want to write something down, my pens, pencils, and remote holder. And the drawer will hold things like paper and pencil. One drawer, and then the bottom 2 drawers will be taken out, and I'm going to put a little receptacle in there for trash. So it'll be handy dandy and movable. So I have already found the pieces of wood and sanded them, wiped them off. And I'm going to attach them and try to figure out how to do the rest of it. The sparkly part is now fastened to the plain part. I'll sew around that, turn it inside out, and tack it all the rest of the way. I have a pocket to put in one side in case he wants to pull out a pretend flower or something, you know. Ta-da! Welcome to the disaster zone. This is a little fold-up table thing. I may or may not need it all the time if I can get this other project done. We shall see. The other project is this thing. I know you've seen them in the discount department stores. They have 3 plastic bin type drawers that pull out. Well, they don't pull out that easily and smoothly, but I've been using it and I put various scrap in there. So what I'm going to do is I found a piece of wood in the back of the store where they have marked down wood and stuff. And it's this size, and it was in a throwaway bin. And when I got up to the front, the lady said, "Oh, that's an awful nice piece of plywood." I said, "Yeah, it is." And she called in the back where the lumber was, and the guy happened to see me looking at it, and he was back there. He put it in that bin, and he said, "Yeah." He worked there, a kid. And he goes, "Yeah, that's free." So, bless his heart, he gave it to me free. This is going to be down here on the bottom, but I'm going to slide it in there so it'll be a bottom, and I can put, it'll be down here though. And I'll put a trash can on top of that, but then there'll be a drawer here, and this will be open so I can reach in and throw the trash, dirty Kleenex away. That's the idea, and it's on wheels so it can roll around. But this one bit of an indentation on the top. Will that work? I don't know. I might have to take my hand tool and trim it a little bit. But I'm going to end up gluing it. I could screw it from underneath, but I don't think I have the right kind of screws and stuff. I can always do that if I have to. As my personality goes, when I get stuck into doing something, I keep going until I want to stop. This is going to come out the next day, but I'm started this too late at night. I'm going to just keep going until I feel like stopping. I'm going to eat my supper now. It's almost 10 o'clock. I may have some kind of liquid to help me go to sleep, like alcohol. I don't know. My emotions have been up and down, and I know alcoholism runs. Well, my mother was an alcoholic, so I'm afraid of that. And I used to be able to drink guys under the table, like the chick in Indiana Jones. I don't think I can do that anymore. Alcohol gives you a headache anyway. But sometimes you just want to get away from everything. And since I can't do that in a play or a musical or something, since nobody thinks I'm redeemable? I don't know. What is it, cat? I'm resort to doing this with the kitty cat. Loving on my boy, doing some crafts. Yeah, he's my good boy. Yeah, he's my man. If you can't make me happy, nobody can, right? I'm cutting some of the strengthening structures because on the other side, this is accidental. I didn't mean to do that one. But on the other side of this, I'm going to be cutting it away. I'll show you. When the drawer is closed, it comes to this line here. And this black part has just stuck out. Mostly for looks and some practicality to hold on to it while you're pulling the drawer. But this front part's going to be cut off so that I can reach in to put Kleenex in the thing that's going to be in there. And so that I can reach in all right, I'm going to cut, where is it? This thing here, I'm going to cut the middle part out. I was debating whether or not to do that, but I think I will. So the trash can will be reachable easier. And I had a piece of cloth on the top of this. I took it off because that's paint that I had painted on there. It came off. And I have 5 little holes. 5 little holes I have in the top. 5 little holes. I'm going to screw it in from the bottom. The piece of wood that I have fitted to the top. It has an a thing that sticks up because I had sanded off 2 of the 5 layers, so it fits in there pretty well in that indentation. I'm going to screw it in from the bottom. I'm going to take my little hand drill and I'm going to trim this, smooth it off and trim it just up a little bit. I may just put, because I love the look of wood. I love wood. Yes, I do. And I'm going to probably, it's not shellac. I don't know, urethane it or whatever? Yeah. And then there'll be a drawer here and a trash can below. And it'll be movable because it has little wheels on the bottom. And the other piece of wood's going to go in the bottom where the trash can sits on top of it. And these two other drawers, I will probably use them in the closet or something and put towels or sheets or something in them. So I should be able to reach in trash can wise. Now I have to remove this. Okay, I massacred it pretty well. What I'm going to use is a trash can. It might be a little trash can, but for right now it's going to be one of those cat litter containers made out of white plastic. You just cut the top off and put in a little plastic bag, like a store bag, like this, that you can change, and then leave it thing there. And it's going to be about that high, about that wide, but a little deeper. Nearly midnight, and I tried the drawer in and out, and adjusted and trimmed some things and all that, so in the morning I can do some sanding, do some this and that and the other thing, and I shall have a rolling drawer unit. That'll be awesome. Good morning. My supervisor's warming up. There he goes. Are you going to supervise this project or not? Are you ready to help me? Oh, you want breakfast, huh? I bought like a little edging, so if I have something on there, it won't like fall off. But I'm shite at mitered corners. So this is anyone like me that has this thing where thing has to be right would be bothered every time I look at it, which I will be. But maybe with the Kleenex box and pen and paper on top, I will notice it less. Of course, I can always rip it off. I just Gorilla Glued it on there. Now I'm going to take this board and the other board, since I bought some polyurethane stuff, and I'm going to paint the hell out of it, let it dry, and then I can assemble the doggone thing. I fixed those a little bit. I put trim around this one here, and I sanded it a little more so it's not wonky looking. This is the fan in my cooktop. It takes about 15 minutes for it to cool down, then it'll stop making that noise. Here's this carcass, this plastic carcass. This will go. I put a block of wood. I screwed it on there to make it heavier, to make because right now it's top heavy. It's gonna have a drawer and all. I wanted to make sure it's gonna be substantial. I'm sure it'll still tip over. And then this thing, wipe everything down. I'll put glue. I painted it green at one time. I'll put glue on there, and then I'll put this on top. I did sand it a little bit so that it doesn't look so misshapen. It looks okay. So that's where my tissues will go. Possibly a cup of tea. And in the drawer will be paper and pencil, maybe a magnifying glass, something, maybe remote controls or something. Well, let me get it together. I have little holes drilled in through the bottom. I'm going to put little screws in there, which I went to the store to get. And little washers, which fell on the floor, of course. Oh, golly Moses. I've been busy all day. You never know it, though. There's my supervisor. He's taken up position. Haven't you, buddy? Huh? You taking up your position to watch me? Well, no. I trust you. Okay. Well, that will be put together. I went out to get the couple little things. And when I went to the hardware store. Then I went to Big Lots because I was looking for these things that you can put on the shelf that fold out, like a fold out storage box. They only had gray. But I have some of this greenish blue fabric. I can at least cover the fronts and put on that shelf, black shelf. The next to the top shelf is more distance between the bottom and the top, so I'll put all my sheet music there. I got a lot of sheet music, really old antique sheet music, all the way up to like the Beatles, and then I guess the most modern music I have is what? Probably the 70s and 80s, I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, then the shelf below that will have these gray things. I might make a cover to fit over the sheet music just so it's out of sight, and when I'm going to be playing the piano organ thing, that I can uncover it. Kind of like I do with my stand mixer. When I'm not using it, I have it covered. It's way over there. It's got a green cover on it. And when I'm using it, I take the cover off, put it aside. When I'm finished, I clean it up, put the cover back on. Ta-da! Been busy. Sanded some stuff and painted polyurethane on there. I don't know how many coats it would need. I think it's well enough protected for this knock-around furniture that I'm going to have here. While I was at Big Lots, I also looked at some of the furniture. A chair that I thought was really nice. So I sat in it again, and I sat in it. I had my measuring tape with me. And I went to measure the little ring on the bottom that allows it to swivel, because chances are I'm going to have to raise it 3 or 4 inches on a little platform or something. All my furniture has to be raised on a platform because I'm so tall, and it's, you know. Anyway, so I tilted it on its side to measure the thing underneath, and I heard ka-dunk-dunk. The ball bearings are coming out of it. It's falling apart. And it's in a store. No one's been sitting in it every day that I know of. You know, popping down to watch TV. No, it's in the store. And the ball bearings are coming out. So that particular one is a no-go. But I did measure it and, you know, average measurements and stuff. So I also made a map of this room by scale, and a scale of the various furniture in here and how I can arrange it, or if I don't have this sectional thing, how much room do I have for a chair or whatever. And where I'm going to put the cat tree next to the window. I think he'll like it better. That'll allow me to be able to go up to the window to open and close it instead of reaching over the couch, which is a pain in the butt. So I'm going to put this all together and show you the final results, and then further videos I will be making a little vest and a boxing, not unboxing, video of wrapping up, putting things in a box to send to Canada for my son, daughter-in-law, and grandson. That's where the sparkly vest comes in. That'll be another vlog. But now I'm going to finish this little side table thing here, and this place just looks like a disaster hit it. It's always that way when I have a project going on. It rarely, I have projects going on all the time, so it rarely looks clean. But it's an organized mess. Is that a thing? Alright, see you in just a few minutes.
Need to see, I will show it to you. It's a panoramic of Budapest. It's done weirdly. It's a portrait thing, but he's done it on landscape, which I don't understand. Also, the sound in the background's not great, so I will play it to you twice. But you can hear in the background Tom Daly's voice, and I just want you to listen out for it. Have a listen to this clearly now. Now, he might be saying the lighting situation, but I think Tom Daly says the licit situation. Have another listen just to double check. Does that sound like licit to you? I'm a situation. I'm not sure who he's talking to in that clip, presumably the assassin he's got to take me out. I like the license situation. I'm going to write a book, The License Situation. There's the cover. I thought this has got out of hand. I'm a situation all of a sudden. There's probably a situation. I've just like trolling suddenly on my situation. The more I thought about it, the more I thought, actually, in this regard, I do want to do a situation because I care about this shit. And I'll explain why. Pride is an LGBTQ plus event. There's a lot of letters there, and often Pride and its sponsors only focus on the G, often gay men with six-packs. There's a lot of other letters there that deserve our attention. For example, T for trans. I've got a lot of trans friends at the minute who feel really attacked, feel really unsafe. They feel really attacked by the right-wing press. They feel more attacked by my mum's friend Linda. She's the sort of person who says a woman's place is in the home, and then spends 90% of her time in all bar one. She's a basic bitch. And she said to me once, she said, trans people are unnatural, whilst eating a punnet of seedless grapes, the irony of which did not pass me by. She had a go at me for painting my nails. I paint my nails now. I do it for two reasons. One, I like the colour. Also, I bite my fingernails because they're delicious. And when I paint them, it stops you from biting them. It's the only thing that seems to have worked. And she said, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't paint your nails. I said, why is that? And she said, well, it's an essential part of being a woman, isn't it, wearing makeup? Sorry, did you do that? I'm going to see this, get confused, and try and fuck me. Is that the end? Extraordinary, a little change like that, the amount of comments you got. Of course I expected some, but not as many as I got. I also wear this coat in the winter months. Ooh, I mean, I want to fuck myself right now. That is, thank you. Yes, it's, good. It's a form of bisexuality. I acknowledge that gender plays a role in why I'm attracted to people, but not necessarily the essential of all. There's all sorts of common threads in the Folsom Fetish Festival in Berlin. It's a festival for people.
Well, my supervisor just checked it out. He approves. Right now that I just put like a piece of the green cloth that I recently got and tried to paint the lip the same color, keeping things all in the same hues. And I screwed these together. I mean, this is not going to fall off. And it has kind of a neat little border thing to it. And yes, it does have room for the tissues. And you can roll it a little bit, you know. Well, you can. You still have to be careful. But it's got the little cat litter container, cut the top off. And I put a plastic bag in there for the used Kleenex. And usually that's about all I need for a trash thingy here. Unless I'm working on projects, then I have one over here. But I still have a mess of stuff. And I'm not finished. I'm not even halfway with all the other crafty stuff I want to do. But this little rolling table thing is finished. I like it. One last look at my little thing there. 2 days to get that little thing done, but I had a lot of other things going at the same time. More stuff to do tomorrow. Hopefully it will fix up the vest for Felix. We call him Fifalo. And Wednesday will be Whoop Whoop Wednesday. I will have a joke for you. Thursday will be the boxing video, I think. where I put things in a box to send to Canada. So you get to see what kind of stuff they're going to get. What kind of crazy me I am. Of course, a lot of you already know that. 9:30, I'm going to go to bed. Brian's home tomorrow on a Monday, but I don't know if they want me watching Spencer anymore or not, but I'll go over there in the morning anyway. We'll see. Upward and onward.